My name is Britt Nicole and welcome back to my channel. So I have a little bit different video for you guys today, something that I have never done ever. I didn't even do this in high school, and I've seen a lot of different reaction comments on this, but guess what, guys? I annotated my first book ever, and I decided to annotate Rebel Springs by Morgan Rhodes, and I wanted to kind of tell you guys my thoughts and feelings on first time annotating anything. So the first part of this video is going to be my thoughts and feelings, and then the second part I'm actually going to go into some of my favorite quotes and things like that, but I will let you guys know once we get to that part. I am going to take the dust jacket off this book so I can talk a little bit more about it. I use these like sticky notes, these long sticky notes, these paper sticky notes that I just found at Walmart. I did not do any typical like color for feelings or like red for love or anything like that. I just used blue, and blue was out. Now there's two sections of this book that I wanted to remember, so I did put pink there so that they would stand out to me more, but that's the only thing that I did. And since when the blue ran out, I picked up the orange and I finished out the book in orange. So guys, I have always been like, oh, you don't crack the spines of your books, you don't, leave your books open, you always use a bookmark and you put that bookmark in and you close your book and you set it down very carefully. Like, you don't hit the ends of your books. I was very much that type of reader, and I think 4th or 5th grade I had a teacher who taught us not to crack the spines on the books when we would use books in his room and stuff. And I know, probably looking back now, that he wanted to keep his classroom books in great condition and all that, and that's probably why he taught us that. But I was like, oh, my teacher said this is what I need to do, I don't need to crack the spines on my books anymore, don't write in them. And if you guys can't tell, I highlighted the crap out of this book, I wrote in this book, and I enjoyed it 100%. Like, it would be something that I would do again. If you guys don't know, Rebel Springs is the second book in the Fallen Kingdom series, and I have absolutely fallen in love with every single one of these characters, and I love that. And there's a quote that I found, and the reason why I decided to try out annotating a book is because Naya Reads and Smiles here on YouTube annotates a lot of her books. She doesn't do it all the time, but she does do it sometimes, and I don't know if I enjoyed this book and this storyline more because I did annotate it, I did go back and write my thoughts and feelings, or if it was just because it was an amazing book. But I had a wonderful experience doing this experiment, and I will be doing it again. But I wanted to read you guys this quote. I'm not going to link the essay that this quote came from. If you guys want to go over to Naya Reads and Smiles on how she annotates her book, she does have the essay at the bottom in her description. Also, guys, watch that video because it's just amazing, and made me really think about what type of reader, what type of book owner, what type of person with reading do I want to be. But guys, I'm going to read the quote for you guys. There are 3 kinds of book owners. The first has all the standard sets and bestsellers, unread, untouched. This deluded individual owns wood, pulp, and ink, not books. The second has a great many books. A few of them read through, most of them dipped into, but all of them as clean and shiny as the day they were bought. This person would probably like to make books his own, but is restrained by a false respect for their physical appearance. The third has a few or many, every one of them dog-eared, shaken, and loosened by constant use, marked and scribbled in from front to back. This man owns books. Mortimer J. Adler. Guys, I've just decided that, I don't want to be the first book owner, the second book owner. I want to be that person that has, decided that he or she will own books, and I want all my books on my shelves to be books that I love, books that I plan on reading again, books that, I want to go to that book and be like, yes, I remember every single detail about that character. And this is why I decided to do this experiment. And I had a blast, guys. And I 100% encourage anybody who's willing to just try it one time. Like, every single time I saw a line and in my head I went, oh, you go, girl, or oh yeah, like I had one of those like aha moments or anything like that. I I tabbed it and I wrote and I highlighted the section so I would remember, and I just loved it, guys. And like I said, 100% encourage everybody to go out and at least one time, guys, and try this experiment. So guys, the next part of this video is going to be about my thoughts and feelings on Rebel Spring by Morgan Rhodes. So if you guys have not read Rebel Spring yet, I don't want to spoil you guys, so I am giving you a little bit of warning. Please exit out of this video now. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get started. But there were so many deaths in this book that I actually kind of made it a little bit comical. And in this part where I had a pink note because I really wanted to remember this part, it says, the sharp tip of a dagger sank into her chest. She gasped out in pain as her assassin twisted the knife. A cry died in her throat and she fell to the ground. And guys, I don't know if you can see, but I wrote, and another one bites the dust. I laughed so flipping hard after I wrote that little part. I couldn't start laughing because I was like, oh God, here we go. We're killing off another character, another main character. And I'm not gonna say who it is, but I was laughing so flipping hard, and you know, that was the first thing that came to my mind, so I wrote it down. And the other pink that was, you know, the most important that I really wanted to remember, it was so unexpected that she hadn't the change to even think of pushing him away. His body pressed her firmly against the round cave wall. His hand slid down to her waist to pull her closer to him. And just like that, his proximity with his kiss, he managed to feel her every sense. He was smoke from the campfire. He was leaves and moss and the night itself. There was nothing gentle in the rebel's kiss, nothing sweet or kind. It was like nothing she had ever experienced before, and so very dangerous, every bit as deadly as the kiss of an arrow. And I want to read you guys what I kind of wrote on the sides and bottom. And I wrote, this is the part where the two main characters finally kiss. Guys, it was building up and building up. Even though it was like halfway through the book, I just felt like it was building up kind of from the last book into this book. And I wrote, freaking finally saw this coming. Because I did. It had been building up for so long. And then I wrote down at the bottom, but still loved every minute. Because, guys, I did love every single minute that, even though I love the build-up, that sweet relief that we got from that. Because if you haven't read this book, you know that it was coming sooner or later. It was just when it was going to come. And, yeah, it was just the perfect little passage. And I always want to remember that when I look back into this book. And then, you know, guys, like, I wrote a lot on the sides, I wrote a lot on the bottom, a lot of not just good things, but things that I don't support going on. Like, guys, I had an absolute blast annotating this book. Absolute blast annotating this book. And, like, you know, guys, I encourage you to put your thoughts and feelings, because, you know, as an author myself, I want my readers to enjoy my story, and I want my readers to love the characters or hate the characters if you don't like the characters. And I feel like this is my way, without actually talking to Morgan Rhodes or talking to authors, this is my way to interact with her and her characters without, you know, actually talking to them. If I do decide to annotate any more books, I might be making a video on those later down the road. But as of right now, I don't have any more plans to annotate anytime soon. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and leave me a comment down below what you thought about it. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and become a part of my growing channel. And also, my Goodreads link and Instagram is down in the description. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Bye!